All right. Well, good morning, and thank you for being here. I'm Vice Mayor Bryan Frye, filling in for the mayor, who is in Topeka today, leading the League of Kansas Municipalities. So we're going to begin with a reminder about an annual event in our community, which is the Child Support Amnesty Day. This event is offered to non-custodial parents who have an outstanding bench warrant for non-appearance in court for child support. This will take place tomorrow, Friday, August 31st, at the Atwater Center, which is located at 19th and Volusia, specifically 2755 East 19th Street North. The event will take place from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Non-custodial parents should bring in 2 months of their child support order or $500 per case, whichever is less. They will have their warrant lifted and then will receive a new court date. The Kansas Department for Children and Families is offering this event to help non-custodial parents get back on track with their child support payments. Money collected Friday will go to the Children of Kansas. Now, to tell us more about this is Carl Wheeler with the 18th Judicial District Court Trustee's Office. Mr. Wheeler?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'm Carl Wheeler. I'm the court trustee here in Sedgwick County, the Sedgwick County District Court. We offer this Amnesty Day every year, as he indicated, so that non-custodial parents can lift that cloud of having a bench warrant over their head and the fear of being arrested, be able to come in and talk with us a little bit so that we can try to identify and possibly help eliminate some of the barriers they may have in seeking employment. We will be at the Atwater Center from 9 until 6:30. And they can come in. There won't be any fear of being arrested while they're out there. And we will have representatives there also from DCF to talk about different programs that might be available to them. We'll have our own folks there to talk about various incentives that they may have or may participate in so that they can hopefully reduce some of those arrearages through participating in these programs. We'll also have representatives from the Works for Success program, which offers some job classes and job training and resume writing skills, and then helps them actually go out and try to find a job once they've completed that class as well. So we're trying to help eliminate some of these barriers, get them back on track, and basically help them reintegrate with their children and not be afraid of having that cloud of being arrested out there. So we invite them to come out. If you know somebody who may have a bench warrant, and invite them to come out as well, and we'll have a chat with them out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler, and we encourage participation in this. Now, for this next item, you're going to want to break out your pun counter. Having a little fun. Coming up this weekend is a lofty event that's become a draw for much of our community. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's one of the most unique sporting competitions held in our parks. Starting at 3 p.m. on Friday and running through 2 p.m. on Sunday, it's the North American Open Masters Tree Climbing Championship, hosted by the City of Wichita Park and Recreation. All events will be held at Oak Park, which is 1100 West 11th Street. During the competition, however, 11th Street will be closed to the traffic from Oak Street to Forest Street. Motorists are encouraged to use Oak Park Drive as a detour. The competition features climbers from Barbados, Sweden, Estonia, England, Canada, and the United States. Now, I'm not going to throw any shade on these competitors, but there are 3 tree climbers from Wichita. So, now this is a very fun event to watch. In fact, we also invite the public to come out and participate in the aerial rescue training, which will take place from 8 a.m. to noon. So if you've never been, you should really branch out and go. 4 puns. There's 4. All right, so next, if you haven't heard, the July numbers for the Advanced Learning Library have been released. And we're pretty excited about this because it's really showing that the public is using the Advanced Learning Library. In fact, we set a record in July. Visitors borrowed almost 68,000 materials during the month. And about 1,800 new accounts were created in this first month of service, which is roughly triple the amount from last year. E-book circulation grew by 35%. Our technology training events have increased by 356%. In fact, we're also seeing people checking out materials from the Advanced Learning Library and then returning them to the branch libraries. So we're seeing an increase in traffic there as well. So it's really exciting to see the support and the excitement that the community has for this great new civic asset and how it's really engaging the entire community. So we hope those numbers just continue to grow. Next up, you've probably seen this video, and we want to give a little shout out and some kudos to our police department and everyone who participated in the lip sync challenge video. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but just a short reminder. So if you remember, we were challenged by the Salina Police Department early this year. Since that video is posted, we've seen over 678,000 views. It's been shared over 26,000 times, and we've gotten some excellent feedback and overwhelmingly positive community response. Now, I would like to remind you that the creation and the filming and all the talent was sourced by off-duty officers, employees. Everything was done on their own time. It involved many departments, the police department, parks, public works, communications. A lot of people responded and helped, including Shocker Studios. They did the shooting and the editing of it. So we just think it's a great positive way to showcase our city and the police department. And that's what we're going to continue to do and just continue to try to connect our community in a positive way with our police department. And to that point, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Johnson to discuss a new community event that's going to continue to facilitate discussion and community involvement. Brendan?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Good morning, everyone. I am Brandon Johnson. Next Thursday, September 6th at 6 o'clock over at the Eugene M. Hughes Metroplex in room 180, we are hosting in partnership with Wichita State University Diversity and Community Engagement Office, Dr. Marche and Kevin Harrison, a community meeting taking action on violence here in our community. We've seen a lot of violence here in Wichita. We're at 37 homicides, and it's time that we as a community come together and do something about it. This will not be a panel discussion or a forum as we've seen in the past. This will be an opportunity for us to come together, sit down at the table with both victims of violence, former gang members, people from different perspectives to talk about what we can do as a community to help solve these issues. It's not just going to be a one-time meeting. It's something that we want to continue to go because this is an issue that we want to continue to address as a community. We're partnering with the Wichita Police Department. We'll have members of the department there as well, not only to highlight our statistics, but also hear from the community about what we can do. This isn't an issue that police can solve on their own. We're all going to have to get involved in this. This issue is citywide. It's not just one area of town. But this is our first meeting, again, next Thursday, September 6th, from 6 to 8, over at the Metroplex in room 180. We're going to be there. There will be refreshments, coffee, water, lemonade, some cookies, but we want to get to work and really start to address this issue in our city. So I wanted to announce that. We're going to be all over social media with this. We want to invite as many people as possible. And again, this meeting will continue to go because we want to work on this issue and reduce violence in our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. So that wraps up our items today. And again, we do have Mr. Wheeler here from the court if you have any questions for him or Councilmember Johnson or myself. So,
Councilmember Johnson, I actually had a question about the event. You said it was going to be a continuing thing. How continual? Like how often?
So we will kind of come together and decide that at the meeting. I was thinking at least monthly. It may even be quarterly, but it's something that we want to come up with solutions, put them into implementation. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. But we want to continue to work on that. And if we do find a solution that works, we'll be able to report back at each one of those meetings.
Where does the solution start?
The solution
For you.
It starts with us coming to the table. We have to come to the table, and again, that's why everyone's invited. We didn't want to just stand on the stage and speak with folks. We wanted victims to speak about their experience. We wanted former gang members to talk about what might have stopped them, because not all of these shootings are gang related, and there's different perspectives that we want to bring to the table. Maybe we find a solution from someone who's just been a victim of a shooting or a failed robbery. Maybe they have some ideas and we try them and they work out. But we want to hear from everybody, and the first step to that solution is coming to the table.
All right, well, seeing no other questions, thank you all again for coming, and we'll see you at the tree climbing event.